Hello, it's Rose.
Hello, Barbara.
Welcome to the bright side of crazy. I feel like I wanted to say crazy town there, but it's just crazy.
Just crazy.
Just crazy. So I know we've talked about fall before, but I really was into learning about why the leaves fall yesterday, so I read about it.
What did you learn?
Well, I knew about the chlorophyll, and that reminds me of Billy Madison when I say the word chlorophyll. And the photosynthesis, so there's not enough light to keep all of that going, and so other chemicals come, and the tree gets a chemical imbalance and goes sort of insane a little bit.
Oh, great. The trees are bipolar.
Right. Well, that happens to the best of us sometimes. That's why we're crazy.
Maybe. Allegedly.
But the stems of the leaves actually grow scar tissue, which implies that there's some healing going on, that the tree is trying to preserve itself, and then says, you know what? I've got a long winter ahead of me, and I need to preserve some energy, so I'm going to get rid of what I can't hold on to anymore. And I often hold on to shit way too long.
Girl. Preaching to the choir over here.
So I invite you, me, everyone listening, our vast audience of listeners, to let some shit go this fall. You've tried to heal it. How many times have you tried to heal it? Over and over and over again. And it's just not working. If we could just let go of the dead weight and let it fall and preserve the energy for the important things that are in the future, that are to come. That's what I would like to say today about fall.
So that you can be reborn again in the spring.
Yes.
I like that.
I like that too.
I let go of some shit recently and took a long time to do so, but I feel like I will be better for it.
Yeah. And I don't mean laxatives. Just to be clear.
Okay. I didn't think you were going there, but thank you for the clarification.
Yeah.
I can't even follow that up, Rose.
But if you have a blockage, please do use laxatives.
Do we have a sponsor?
Nope.
Coffee works well.
It does. I am not a fan of watermelon, but an old coworker said that she would eat watermelon in the morning to help her poop. And I'm like, why don't you just drink coffee? And she's like, I don't like coffee. But I didn't know this of watermelon.
I don't know. Watermelon does other things to my tummy I don't like. I don't know. So I don't eat a lot of watermelon, but I never thought, oh, I don't eat watermelon because it makes me crap myself.
How interesting. We go in this lovely conversation about leaves and letting shit go, and now we're talking about poop.
Thanks, Rose. I didn't even do it this time. Barbara didn't start the poop conversation.
You're welcome.
I feel like we need something to redeem that. Do you have anything else intellectual we can talk about today?
No, I have craziness, stupidness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine too. Yeah. Then let's just dive on in.
So a couple weeks ago, I let you guys in on who my boyfriend is, Nikola Tesla. And then last week, I talked about my new addiction of TikTok. So today, it all came together.
Oh, my goodness. And I am a little surprised at how much you've been doing, how much TikTok you've been watching.
It's crazy. You don't even want to know.
So tell me about your Nikola Tesla TikTok.
So apparently, my boyfriend was born on the planet Venus and brought here as an infant for Mr. and Mrs. Tesla to raise as a human child because he had this vast knowledge and wanted to help mankind.
Sounds like the premise from the movie Superman.
Much, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know. I think there was some sort of an egg or dome or something. I didn't watch the Spider-Man movies, but I rember like some
Superman.
yeah. Superman. See, I don't even know my superheroes.
Yes, it was like an egg-like pod.
Yes. I didn't read about that, but apparently he was an alien, which is totally cool because I can do a long-distance relationship like that all day. Like he's dead already, so it doesn't matter.
Well, that's true. But, if there was like some, like beam me up, Scotty, where you transporter, there we go. I'm at the age where the words don't always come to me easily. So if you could just like beam back and forth, up to Venus or whatever, spend the weekend and beam back home, that'd be perfect.
Maybe it was only the death of his human facade. Maybe he's really alive on Venus.
Well, that's what I was thinking, is just because they said he was dead doesn't mean he was dead.
Yeah. So I researched this. So apparently this was written in a CIA document that was declassified. And so I did my due diligence and I looked into this. And the document about Nicola, my man, being from Venus was a newsletter that was written by some lady that was part of a alien, like UFO society sort of group. And she wrote a book about it and made that claim in this newsletter, probably to sell books.
Oh, okay.
And yes, it was in a CIA document as a newsletter from this woman, just as the information, news clippings from his death. And there was actual CIA documents about people going into his room at the New Yorker after he died to get his stuff. So like there is real stuff in there about the stealing of his information for sure. But this whole thing about him being an alien, maybe it's true. I don't know. But while it is a CIA document, it is just in the file as a newsletter. So thanks, TikTok, but I'm not sure that one is true.
Yeah, and even if so, what would it change?
Well, there's a lot of people who feel that aliens are coming this year and the world needs to be prepared. And if there's any year for it to happen, why not this year?
I don't have time to be worried about the aliens because it's the machines. The machines are what's going to take over the world. We all know that. Skynet is real.
But maybe they are the machines.
There went my brain.
Maybe they're the ones. Okay, first of all, I believe that there are. We would have to be like so freaking full of ourselves if we think that out of all of the galaxies everywhere, that there's not some sort of life somewhere. I don't know. I've never been abducted by an alien. I don't know about any of that. But to believe that there's not life anywhere else besides Earth, that's a little...
I fully believe that there is the possibility of things out there. But I don't know.
So what I do know is in 1942, with the whole Roswell incident, is when computers started coming around. So was that reverse engineering of a spaceship that they got? And maybe that technology is there. Maybe they got one of those little fuckers and it is all the machines. Maybe the machines are the aliens listening into everything. Maybe the aliens is Google.
Oh, come on. I like Google.
Well, it's listening to us right now.
Well, I know that, but it's not like, Alexa.
I think it's the same.
Well, I've told myself it's not, therefore it's
I'm
not.
sorry. Okay.
Google has never initiated a conversation, where Alexa just speaks sometimes without really being asked to do so.
My phone is constantly listening, and if it is in a room where there is music playing at the bottom of my phone, it will say what the song is.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So it's always listening. And this is a Google phone. So I think the aliens could be the machines.
Maybe. I used to like aliens and not machines. Now I'm not liking the aliens so much either. Thanks, Rose.
But maybe they're helpful.
Not if they're the same as the machines. It just doesn't work that way.
I'm sorry.
It does not work that way.
Okay, so that's enough with my crazy brain today. There's a lot in there, and I am exposing all of my craziness right here before everyone.
Well, good. Please go ahead. I've been doing it out in public for years.
I held my crazy in for a long time, and now I just don't even.
I'm glad you saw how much fun it was, and you're just letting it loose.
So what's driving you crazy this week?
I have some, I guess, a little bit of sadness. Of course, there was no concerts this year, which we've discussed that they're starting to come back. But all of our concerts were canceled, and, festivals and cruises and all this stuff was canceled. Well, I got news today that a promoter is actually filing for bankruptcy. Now, we've not personally gone to any of their festivals, but it was on the to-do list. It's always been on the to-do list. Their festivals never lined up with what we had going on. But they will be filing for bankruptcy and have put out a statement on how you can petition the bankruptcy court to get your ticket money back. They were heartfelt and, said everything they had done to try to save money and to try to save the company. But after 30 years, a family-owned small business went belly up. So just to try to recoup, be able to give the money back for the tickets, they're filing bankruptcy. So pretty sad there.
Yeah.
I just wonder how many others are just holding on by a thread and are going to do the same. Pretty sad.
It is sad, and it's probably a lot. I mean, there's a lot of obligation and bills to pay that still happen, even though nothing is happening.
Oh, absolutely. We're in our job during the day is in property management, and a lot of our residents lost their job during COVID, and there's things put out in the media that say, oh, there's just ask for them to waive your rent. Well, people don't realize we still have our mortgage payments and our taxes, which went up significantly this year. We still have to pay our employees. And if we don't have rent coming in, then we can't do any of that. And, well, we could forgive your rent, but when we get foreclosed on, and they're going to kick you out anyway. So that is not anywhere near happening. But so you don't realize always, we do because of our industry, but how much there is still going on and how many expenditures are still coming out. Just because you canceled the show, doesn't mean that the money stops going. So just sad.
Yeah, and it's not their fault. There's nothing that could be done about it. I'm sure that they petitioned for all of the stimulus money or anything that they could have possibly received. And so back in the beginning of this, when the whole stimulus thing came about and the businesses were getting millions of dollars, there was something like, I can't believe Guns N' Roses got some of that money. Well, why wouldn't Guns N' Roses get some of that money? Their tour was canceled as well. And they have people to pay and they have bills to pay. So all of the finger pointing that was happening, I didn't really like.
It is a bit ironic because how many times did Axel not show up back in the day?
Okay, so maybe for that one.
Maybe Maybe not the best example, but I see where you're coming from. So yeah, I'm just, this whole COVID thing is just driving me crazy. And now we're talking about going into Thanksgiving and, they're saying you shouldn't get together with your family. And luckily my family is small and we're close and we already see each other on a regular anyway. So it's not going to affect us too much because we're not extended. But, I've been talking to people who aren't going to go see their family, because they can't trust, the sister who still goes to parties or whatever. And, I can't even imagine the holidays without your family.
The people in nursing homes, it breaks my heart because nursing homes have to be so careful. Not even just nursing homes. I know somebody that was recently put in an assisted living facility. He's very mobile. He can do a lot on his own, but to go visit him, you can only be outside and you have to be a certain distance. And it's really freaking cold today. So it's not in his best health to be outside to have a visitor. And that's just not cool. Like it's been so long since some people had a visitor because they're compromised and they can't even take the risk. And once COVID gets in a nursing home or a facility like that, that is dangerous.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, COVID sucks.
COVID sucks.
It's driving me crazy. What's driving you crazy?
I didn't sleep well last night for no particular reason other than I just couldn't sleep. And that's really rare. I used to have insomnia a lot, so I'm used to it. But man, I'm dragging butt today. And it's not like I had a strenuous day, but it's just like, wow.
It's also gray here today and gloomy.
Yeah.
And chilly. That's making me move slow, too. I've had a hoodie on all day. I am hot-blooded, folks. I do not wear hoodies. This thing has not come off once today. Maybe if I wore socks, that would. But I don't do that either.
So the wiring at the office is not the greatest. So I have a space heater and I can only have it on low. And so I already knew, like I have 3 big power draws already. The printer, the coffee machine, and the microwave. So I can't use either of those at the same time. So
I completely understand. My office is the same.
So add a space heater into that. And I didn't think about it. So I plugged in the space heater on low and then I was actually working. So I hit print and all of the lights in my computer and everything down the hallway goes totally dark. And there's somebody in the back hallway and it is like black. You cannot see. So
oh my goodness.
They're like, what happened? And I'm like, I'll be right there. The panel for it is all the way down the hall. So of course you got to get your cell phone and turn on the flashlight and apologize to the young man about how you just blew out the lights and not say, wow, what old wiring we have in this building. Hope everything will be okay and nobody dies. Nobody will die. It's fine. There's just a limit to what can happen. And so now I know that I can't do any of those. I can't make coffee, I can't microwave, and I can't print with the space heater on.
Well, at my office, I have each plug has something different. So the computer and the printer are on different plugs, my coffee machine and the space heater. I used to have a microwave, but it's in the office next door because we couldn't have it in the same one. And I cannot use it and the space heater at the same time.
Yes.
Even though they're in different rooms. I did that and took the whole building down. And the person that used to live upstairs lost her crap. So, yeah, we don't do that anymore. Actually, I don't even use the microwave anymore. So,
yeah.
But I don't need to use the microwave because they've blocked my refrigerator. I haven't had access to my refrigerator in about 2 years either. So nothing to microwave. There was stuff in there when they blocked it too. I don't know what's in there. So I completely understand. Musical outlets.
Musical outlets and trying to stay warm. It's a boiler system at that office. So last Friday, I was able to get heat early in the morning, but I don't know what temperature it's set on right now, but about 10 o'clock, it started to blow cold air. And this morning, I guess it wasn't cool enough still for the heat to be on. So I turned it on and the air was cold coming out of it again. So
That's weird.
Space heater it was. So,
Well, I don't have that.
yeah, I am just knowing that very soon, neither of us will be employed here and we will have freedom. And we can print and make coffee and have a space heater wherever we want.
But just so you know, my house was built the same year as my property and my office, so maybe not. But no, I've never blown breakers making coffee. I don't think I've ever plugged a space heater in my house, though, now that I think about it. I don't own one currently. No, I used to have one. Yeah, so I've had a space heater at my house before. It's a thing. We can do it. We can do this.
Sweet. Back to better news. On the Fox News channel, not like I listened to Fox News, I just happened to see an article that I love, but it pissed me off at the same time.
Oh, yeah? What was that?
Cow hugging. How long have I talked about cow hugging and how that needs to be my job?
Years.
So it's a thing, and people are doing it now and making money from it. So granted, I do not have a cow and I do not have a farm, but I have contacted Ohio State University many times.
I remember.
And said, I think there needs to be a study done, or I just want to come and hug the cows. And I was laughed at or not responded to, whatever. So if anybody out there is looking for somebody to like have a program of cow hugging, I'm your girl. Like, let's do this.
I can see where I think you can make that happen.
I'm not cleaning up cow poop though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I will just coordinate.
So you're not going to hug the shit out of them.
No. Well, I will. Somebody else is going to have to clean that up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not part of the service.
Not part of the service. I can organize. I can advertise. I can get people there and be the model for how you should hug a cow properly.
So like adult cows, calves?
I don't think there's a limit.
Okay.
Yeah. Goats are very much on the table as well.
Well, there's all kinds of stuff. You know, the goats are kind of getting played out with the whole goat yoga and stuff like that. And you can't really do that with a cow. They'll crush you. But, you know, cow walks. Walk the cow. Interesting.
Yeah. But I have had this idea for many, many years. And I feel like it's been ripped off.
You talked about it too much.
I talked about it too much. But it's a thing now.
It's a thing. Well, now it can be your thing.
I have no cows.
So do these people own their own cows and they like have people come to hug them?
Yes.
Okay. So we need to find someone close with a cow that we can partner with.
I think we can partner with OSU.
But they won't get back to you.
But they won't. But now that Fox News has reported on it, the school is like not making as much money now. So like they can have cow hugging days once a month where people come in and feel good, and maybe some people want to volunteer to clean up the barn and blah, 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 blah. Whatever. This could be a thing. Ohio State University.
The Ohio State University.
Yes, I'm sorry. Maybe that's why they're not responding.
There you go. Follow the protocols. Call the school by its proper name.
Oh.
The Ohio State University. Now, do you remember a few months ago, I guess it was earlier this year, Ohio State tried to trademark the word the?
No.
They wanted to trademark it. I guess it's been more than a year ago, because I bought that stuff at Christmas last year. But because they make a big deal about the Ohio State University, they wanted to trademark the word the. They did not win. They couldn't trademark it, but they did last year come out with a whole line of apparel that said the. And I did actually buy a t-shirt and a hat because I thought it was a cool idea for someone. last year. But yeah, tried to trademark the.
Genius.
Yeah. So let's just trademark a random word.
Well, Kansas, the band Kansas, trademarked their name. And the state of Kansas has to pay them all sorts of money all the time.
Are you kidding me?
No. That's why they're like, they don't have to work anymore. They don't have to tour.
Did Europe think about doing that?
I don't know.
Well, heck. I don't think I can trademark Barbie. That's already gone.
And the shirts are still at Meijer. I saw
that's
them.
right.
You got to go get one.
Yep.
That's it for me. It's bittersweet for me. I hope that, somebody here in Ohio is doing it, or OSU will contact me finally and go, hey, that kook is maybe not so weird after all.
Maybe some of the, smaller farms, maybe find a local farm, because I'm sure farmers always need an extra little bit of income. You can find someone with a cow or two.
I know somebody that is at farms all the time. I will contact him. He does some rural sales thing. I don't know for what, but because we talked about cow hugging before, and he's like, yeah, the cows don't like it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care.
They don't run from the tippers. So. I had heard a thing on a radio program some time ago, and this couple was visiting, their relatives or something that had a farm, and they were out looking for things in the pasture that you would find underneath the cow patties. So they were out in the field with a bag looking for mushrooms. Anyhow, there was a cow with horns they assumed was a bull that was following them. And eventually they realized they weren't paying too much attention because they're, looking on the ground. And this cow with the horns, which did turn out to be a girl, and the other cows had actually kind of encircled them to where the cows were between them and the exit to the paddock. And so they're freaking out that, these cows are going to attack them. Well, here they are walking around with this bag. The cows thought they had food, so they were following them. They wanted fed, and then these people were scared that the cows were coming after them. And it was a funny thought to think about, here are these city slickers, down on this farm and are scared of, a female cow that just wanted a snack.
There is nothing to fear in cows. I've seen videos of people playing music to cows, and they seem to respond very well to music as well. So that could be a thing too. Yeah.
Heavy metal cows?
No, there was a violin player and a guitar, an acoustic guitar player that I've seen. Maybe one piano. I don't remember. The piano might have been for something else. I don't remember. But yeah, cows seem to respond well to music as well.
Interesting.
Who would think to go play music for a cow?
Not I. But I've also never thought about hugging a cow, riding a cow.
I don't think I'd ride a cow.
Looking underneath their poo for edibles. Nothing like that.
I wouldn't. I don't know that those would be the mushrooms I would go after.
Just saying.
How our conversation has moved in so many directions.
Speaking of movements, we've talked about poo in several different ways here.
We've reverted to teenage boys.
Let me see if I can conjure a belch and scratch myself simultaneously.
Anything else you would like to talk about?
Well, I discovered something. I don't know that I discovered something. I've thought about something. So I always thought I had a high, squeaky voice. I have often told people I have a cartoon voice. And I guess that's what I assume it sounds like because that's what it sounds like in my head. In listening to our podcast, my voice sounds way different than I ever thought it did. Even though I hear myself on recorded messages, for work, my lines are recorded and I listen to those from time to time. So I've heard myself, played back, but it's different than I anticipated. And again, thought I had a high voice. My son has informed me I have a low voice for a girl, which I still not sure about that, but as I drop an octave lower. But anyhow, so it is definitely more nasally than I thought. And I'm trying to enunciate and be a little louder today as well. But anyhow, over the weekend, I was turned on the stereo. Nobody was home next door. And I didn't have any visitors at my house, so I had lots to get done. I cranked up the stereo and was dancing around my house. And the local classic rock station was not letting me down. They were playing some good stuff, like back-to-back good stuff. Didn't have to grab a CD or a cassette or anything. So anyway, I was joking with one of my friends. I was texting while I was cleaning and saying, about how I was rocking out. And I just wish that I could get the stereo to a level where I didn't still hear myself over it. And in one of our other podcasts, I mentioned that I can howl on key for Werewolves of London. Well, I've discovered that I do not hear myself over Rush. So I think I have a voice like Geddy Lee.
Nice.
I never really cared for Rush because I don't really like Geddy Lee's voice. But hey, they made lots of money. And so...
You want to try out a little Tom Sawyer?
No.
No.
No. But anyhow, so I think I have a Geddy Lee-esque type voice, or that's my newest hypothesis that I'm going with. And tell me what you think, Barbara at Bright Side of Crazy. But yeah, so maybe that's not a bad thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
It's just a thing.
I don't think your voice is nasally.
I don't know. I'm just trying to put... I'm trying to figure it out. It's definitely different than I thought it was. Mm-hmm. But yeah. Might sound like some Canadian rock gods. Could be worse.
Could be worse.
Could be worse. So yeah, that's my newest thing. So I'm embracing my to my voice. And oh, and we've already discussed that I speak in sound effects. So there was a new one for you.
She has a whole vocabulary of sound effects.
I do.
You know.
I talk to young people. I think I had it before then, but
probably.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, that was the discovery this weekend. Is hey, I might sound like that.
That is okay.
Doesn't make my voice make me like my voice any better. Just accept it a little bit more that hey.
It took me a long time to embrace my voice. But I've been listening to myself for a couple years now, and now it's just whatever. Like, I can't change it. What do you do to change your voice? I don't know.
I don't know.
Nothing. I could probably manipulate it with the software maybe, but that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It'll just be me.
Well, I think you keep me around for the comic value anyway, so might as well have a goofy voice.
Your voice isn't goofy.
Oh, it doesn't bother me. I'm just... Yeah. I was trying to pinpoint it, and I was like, there's a thing.
Rush.
Yeah.
Very successful.
They are. One of the first albums I ever had. So, yeah, I might have to put on some more Rush, and, maybe I can do karaoke now.
Yeah. I will never be doing karaoke until I get those voice lessons. Like, I need professional assistance.
I've never really wanted to do karaoke. I'm just saying that now I know what I can, where I can go now.
Okay, so when we get our TikTok moving and a grooving, we'll find a Rush song that you can parody, and you can just move your mouth to it, and it could be a thing.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. There we go.
So we have good ideas, and hopefully by the time this is up, we will have our TikTok channel going. Is it called a channel on TikTok? I don't know. We're old people that are going on TikTok.
I don't know. You are now the TikTok expert of the two of us. So.
I'm so in it. I'm sucked into this whole thing. There is so many. There's witch talk. There's spiritual talk. Balloon talk. People are creating all sorts of balloons. There are so many rabbit holes with TikTok.
And see, that's why I've not ventured on, because I can't get my work done on a regular day as it is.
Yeah.
I can't imagine if I was TikToking
It's crazy.
half the day.
So bad. There's some good things that I hope that we can do with it. Some funny things that I hope we can do with it. And I guess YouTube is going to be having their own section of short videos. So it'll be on there too. So you get 2 ways to see our craziness.
Woohoo!
Congratulations to our audience. So what are the bright sides today?
My bright side was that I sound like Geddy Lee and I'm okay with it. That is my
Sweet.
bright side. No more trying to figure out my voice.
Your voice is awesome, I think.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
A bright side is it's fall and it's time to let some shit go with or without laxatives.
I feel like, I need to say something about making a movement and
There's so much there. Maybe the bright side is while COVID does suck ass, that there is going to be something new coming up, and hopefully people can band together and make something bigger and better than what has been before it. That's the hope.
That's the hope, but we still have 2 months of 2020. So who knows what kind of...
Aliens. That's what's going to happen. Aliens.
It could be. It could be. Pod people, alien impregnation.
Whatever.
Who knows?
Who knows? It could be the second coming at this point. Like, is that really out of the realm of possibility for 2020?
There is nothing out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
I think normalcy is the only thing not happening this year.
Correct.
Not that we would know what to do with normalcy anyway.
No. No. But it's almost over. And we are survivors. And we're still chugging along and moving forward no matter what.
Yep. So
that's the bright side. Everything is going up on YouTube. So if you don't want to download an app, even though you probably listen on an app, you don't have to. You can go to YouTube. Please like and subscribe so that more people get to see our stuff.
Even though if you're looking at YouTube on your phone, it's going to ask you to download the YouTube app.
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I think mine came by default, so I didn't have to. So you don't have to download the app if you hit the ellipsis at the top, the 3 dots, and view as desktop, then you don't have to download the app.
Gotcha. I didn't download it, but I know it always asks.
Yeah, you don't have to. It does try to sell you the subscription or the ad-free thing, which whatever. I wonder what kind of ads are playing on our stuff. That's a little
Well, I would suggest laxatives for this episode.
Prozac. The OnlyFans is going to be on a couple of them. Oh my. The opportunities abound.
Oh yeah. For sure.
So if you're listening on Anchor FM plus, click the plus sign to send us a voicemail that we can play in our episodes so we can hear your kind of crazy. And if you would like to email us to share your crazy, hello at brightsideofcrazy.
Barbara at brightsideofcrazy.com.
I never say the .com. But Barbara's new phone has her email on there, so she can actually get her own emails now.
I've checked it even. I can go in there and check it. I have checked it.
And of course, Rose at brightsideofcrazy.com. So
there's been no cookie grams in there.
No cookie grams.
No. Oh, Funny story. So I made cookies over the weekend. I heated up the oven and I cooked something. This is just a quick funny. And I am of the generation that if you're going to heat up the oven, you might as well make, cook multiple things.
Yes.
So I was like, what can I bake? Well, I only had one pie left in the freezer and I didn't want to make it. And so I had some of these pre-made cookie things where you just add like water and butter. Well, I did not have my good glasses on that day. And it said, whatever the portion of a stick of butter was, and in parentheses said what that amount was in cups. And the parenthesis looked like a 1 to my eyeball. So I put, I believe, 1.25 cups of butter in here. And even as I was doing it, I'm like, this seems like a lot of butter. But whatever, that's what the recipe said. And then I put in the mix and I start mixing it up. I'm like, oh yeah, this is way too much butter. So I get on my other glasses. I'm like, oh crap, I put in like 1 cup too much butter. What do I do? So those were chocolate chip cookies. So then I had some peanut butter cookie mix as well. I only get the mixes just like an emergency. So I've got stuff there for the grandbabies to cook. Anywho, so I threw that together. I'm like, peanut butter chocolate chip, that's good. Well, it still was like, oh shit, there's a lot of butter in there. So then I just started adding flour until it was stiff enough that I thought it would stay in a cookie form and not just go blah across the whole sheet. So I baked these cookies and my son had come over and a friend of mine. So I had warned my friend that like these were some messed up cookies, but they were fully edible. So I said something to my son the next day, who comes in and out of my house with his own key. And I mentioned the cookies and he was like, those were fucking gross, Mom. What the hell did you do to those? I was like, they're not that bad. And he was like, they were horrendous. I took 2 bites and spit it out and threw it away. So first of all, he wasted a cookie. But they were not that bad. And my friend ate 2. I ate all the rest. But so evidently there is a bad cookie.
That you are not aware of.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I ate them all.
Yeah.
I had no problem eating them. And too many of them per sitting. But yeah, I messed these cookies up bad. So I'm going to have to, I have to go to the store to replenish everything. But I'm going to have to make some good cookies to redeem myself and my cookie making abilities. Glasses and light are important.
They are important.
I'm looking at the recipe. But the good news is I had all the cookies to myself.
Winner.
Yeah. So maybe this was a bright side. I just need to jack up the cookies. No. Better cookies are better.
Jack up the sample cookies.
Oh, brilliant. I'm dumping a bunch of flour and something weird in the
whole lot of baking soda. So that's all they taste like.
Okay. Yeah. We're going to have decoy cookies. There we go. Decoy cookies. Brilliant.
Yes.
Trademark. That was the trademark stamp, by the way.
I love laughing with you. And
it's always the stuff I didn't even plan on talking about. If you saw the way that it's like just one of those things that spin, like, and you never know where it's going to stop.
That sound effect is multiple things, just so you know. If you are not aware, that is your scroll noise on your phone.
I think scroll is more. Yeah. But you're right. The English language has multiple theirs and yours and all of that. I can reuse my sound effect.
You can.
It's in the proper context, and usually you have to look at whatever my hand gestures and facial expressions are. You'll figure it out, though.
Oh, it's very clear, and it's very funny. So that's all that we have for today. So join our craziness on our Facebook page. We have a Twitter that I never post anything to because I don't get Twitter, but maybe someday I'll put
that reminds me. We get emails from Twitter, and I don't know what it means, so you'll have to tell me.
It's just people that are adjacent to us, or we have no followers on Twitter because I haven't liked anybody. But
okay.
Yeah, it's just random people.
Oh, okay.
It's nothing. I see them, but
okay.
I'm like, oh.
Because I clicked on one. I'm like, oh, I should learn about this. And then it said I had to sign in. And I'm like, I don't have any of that login stuff.
Instagram, we have an Instagram, and I did post some of Jen's stuff, but that's kind of all I did. I should probably get on that. But I think TikTok is where it's at for us now.
Well, it's definitely taken all your time.
It is.
So maybe I need to hop on and figure out something else and help you out. So.
Yeah, we need a social media manager. That's what we need for our empire.
Taking applications.
I have somebody in mind, actually, somebody who's very good at it. And I believe listens every Monday morning, because I see every Monday morning that there is one play, and it is this one lovely friend of mine.
I know we're talking about that.
So she's very good at social media. And so I think contacting her and saying, hey, help us out for free because you're awesome.
I was going to say, she knows our pay scale, right? We'll give you a certain percentage of our pay.
So until next week, just click all the buttons and like us and
click, 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 click.
And share us if you dare.
It's the share noise.
Let everyone know about the crazy. So you can dampen your amount of crazy by saying, listen to these bitches. And then you don't seem so bad, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a whole service that we can do right there. Someone thinks you're a little out there, we will record something special just for you. So you can say, you think I'm nuts? Listen to these crazy chicks right here.
Yeah.
Give us the topic. We'll ramble on.
Forever.
Maybe not forever, until the coffee and the chocolate runs out. Then I start calming down a little bit.
So we're here to help you. Let us know. But that's it for today. So peace out. Bye.
Bye.